I'm Derek Loudermilk, and my wife Heidi and I worked with Bjorn and Brie this year for 6 months. And we have a little bit of an unconventional lifestyle. We travel all around the world. I'm an author, a speaker, a business coach, and a professional adventurer. And we came to Bjorn and Brie. Actually, we've known Bjorn and Brie for a few years. We met them when we were all four of us living in Bali. And when my wife and I decided to work further on our relationship, Bjorn and Brie were the first people that we thought of. And we decided to work with Bjorn and Brie because we were having certain conversations and conflicts over and over again, and we just didn't seem to be making headway on things like money, or when I wanted her to do something, or when she wanted me to do something and the other person just didn't want to. And we come from quite different family upbringings, and so sometimes we just would think, this person is from another planet, and we knew there was a lot more potential for understanding, and that's what made us call Bjorn and Brie. And it was cooler than I expected. It was super rad working with them. It was more than I expected. I've gone to therapists and people like that where you sort of talk about things, and this wasn't like talking about he said, she said, or here's who's right and wrong, or any of that. It was often one or many levels deeper or higher, looking at things like our blueprints and our stories that we got from growing up, from our families, from the situations in our lives, and how the other person is showing us when we're feeling triggered or upset or angry, all those things, that is telling us information, that's showing us something about ourselves or our stories. And so that was able to let us both be a lot more empathetic about what was going on when that happened, and also use that opportunity for growth rather than upset situations just taking us apart. Now we're able to sort of speak about, here's what's going on for me, here's what's going on for you, and understanding, like, wow, I can see your experience and I can understand my experience, and both of them are totally okay. And for example, like when there's like the need to scream or shout or like throw things, like having that be something that is okay, and have the full range of expression of all these emotions that want to come out, and then finding good outlets for that. If you do want to scream, like finding a good way to facilitate that. We looked at other things. We looked at how we communicate the actual words. We looked at our diet and different other ways of being that we could build into our life. But the majority of the work was about understanding our experience and how we can share our experience authentically with each other to promote understanding and empathy. And what that did was basically, we still trigger each other, but it's less frequent. And when we do, we can talk about it without necessarily needing to like run away, or close the door and go to the other part of the house, or something like that. We can relate, like, this is making me feel angry, and even I think I understand why, but that even understanding it's not important, but acknowledging the feelings. And so this has given me almost the ability to see this happening in all kinds of other people that I'm interacting with. It's really helped my own working with high performers and entrepreneurs, to be able to relate to them in this way. And sometimes when we would hop on a call with Bjorn and Brie, and we'd be in the middle of something, and we were just, it was painful, there was no way through, and we would, I think we would be wanting to be like, make me right and make the other person wrong, and that was never part of it. It was like, I'm curious what's going on, what's underneath, and really exploring the experience and making everyone valid. And it's just such a wonderful way of having everyone feel right and accepted, not even right, but like accepted, and that my experience is valid and there's space for everyone's experience at the same time. And it's really, Heidi and I, we look at each other with more love and affection now. We communicate so much better. It's I feel like how well I know Heidi has just really expanded, and all types of other amazing things are happening in our life because of this. Like, we're about to move into a dream home, and businesses doing well, and opportunities are happening. Like, all these things are falling into place, enabled by, I think, the work we did with Bjorn and Brie and the stability that it's given our relationship. So I think that even if you are already a good communicator, if you have a loving and a wonderful relationship, there's so much you can get from working with Bjorn and Brie about understanding yourself and your experience and your blueprints and your stories, and how the other people and the world causes you to feel certain things. It just gives a much deeper understanding of you personally and how you relate to each other. So I'm a huge fan of Bjorn and Brie, and really appreciate their work with us, and it's led to a lot of harmony in our life. And for anyone that's considering working with them, highly recommended, and you will feel supported and held and seen in ways that maybe you've never experienced before. So thanks.